Okay, and so this is what we had last time. I am really, really pleased with this. This is the best one that I've had of all my practices. This is the best outcome, and it couldn't come at a better time than the tutorial, which look at that waviness there. So anyway, what we're going to do this time is add some embers here. And to do that, let's again select our new extra fire portal ring, our 3D portal ring here, and go into local mode by pressing the / key. And we're going to add, under our wave, a particle system. And now it says the settings are in the particle tab, which is right below it here. So on a different tab, which is weird. And I'm going to go ahead and pause this here for now. Let's find a good spot here to move our, oh, we've already got our particles started. Hold on a second. Let's just hide those for now. I want to find a good spot for these waves so that they don't look too weird while we're messing with this. Okay, particle system. There we go. Okay, now if we press play, you can see, whoa, a whole bunch of particles just fallen from our emitter, which is this thing here. Oh, and it's done. And then once it starts over, which is after 10,000 frames. So let's just make our end frame here 10,000 to match so that it's just going to keep going. And that also, I guess, affects the number that we see here. So let's actually just do, I don't know, 1,000 and then bring this to 1,000 here. And then I think this number here is 1,000 lifetime. So if we give this a shorter time, then all of them are going to come out at once. So if this is only 10 frames, yeah, all 1,000 come out all at once. Every 10 frames. Let's bring this up. I'm actually going to collapse this here. We don't need the shader stuff right now. And I'm going to collapse one more time into the dope sheet. We don't need that either. Just bring this up so we have our timeline here. And, oh, let's just pause that. It's giving me, there we go. Okay, so yeah, let's do, I don't know. What do we think? We'll test it with 500 for now. So we'll do in frame 500, and then let's do 5,000 here at the beginning. Okay. All right. That's good for now. As you can see, here's our emission and the number, and seed is just the different places it starts. Just starts in random order. We don't really need that. Frame start is 1. Lifetime is 50. I'm going to change the lifetime to 200. And then lifetime randomness, just bump that up to 1. The source, I'm going to keep everything the same here. So this is all good. Just the defaults. I'm going to skip cache for now, go to velocity. I'm actually going to skip this also for now and come down here to viewport display, and we're going to display this as circle, and then we're going to bring that size down just like this. And now we press play. You can see that's starting to look all right. I mean, it looks terrible still, but we see something that looks more like embers. So we're going to keep show emitter, because if we uncheck that, then we're not going to see our fire. The emitter is our fire. So that's good for now. Let's go now all the way down to field weights. And you can see we have a whole bunch of different things that might affect our particles, like gravity, force, magnetism, wind. We're going to turn the gravity all the way down for now. Go back to the beginning. And, oh, I thought this was at 500. There we go. 500. There we go. All right. So the gravity, they're not falling down, but they are kind of just spitting out this way, and I'm not sure why, because this shouldn't be going that way. Let me just make sure that our face orientation is correct. Let's go here. It is not. And I don't know why this is. So we're just going to go into tab into edit mode and select everything, Alt N. Yeah, and we're going to flip those normals because we want this side, the blue side, as the front and the red is the back side. So yeah, there we go. And now if we go here, you can see. And I have a hunch that now that we've done that, let's turn this off. Oh yeah, no, our fire is still the same. Okay, good. Good. I thought it might have switched the fire. But now we have a velocity going outwards, which we can pull down. I don't know if this wind is going to affect anything. It's not, because we don't actually have a wind force field in our scene here. What this is actually velocity. So we need to turn this velocity down. So I'm going to do 0.05 and see what happens there. There we go. So now the velocity really isn't anything there. Actually, I just realized something. We can use this velocity instead of a wind, which I used in my practice. But we will use a force field. I mean, wind is a force field, but we're going to use a vortex force field. So add in a force field vortex, and we're going to rotate it on the X90. And there you can see what's happening there. They're all kind of spinning into the middle there. And if we come back here and bring this up, you can see that affects how far away from the portal that it goes. So yeah, this is a really good start. This is actually, we're almost done. It's just that it's going a little too fast still. And that is with our vortex. So let's go to our vortex settings, which is this little physics properties thing here. And the strength, we're just going to put this down to 0.5 maybe. Yeah, that's all right. Maybe I'm going to keep that at 1, or maybe let's do 1 for the inflow so that pulls it in a little bit more. Well, maybe that's not. Let's try 10. I don't know. Does that makes it go slower? I don't know. We'll keep that at 0, and we'll keep this at 1 because we want that to go in quite a bit. But what we can do is go back to our fire, to the particles, go all the way down to vortex and pull this down a little bit. Now that, okay, maybe that's not what we want either. All right, let's go back here. I was messing with this earlier and I was a little confused at how to set these. But if we do 0.7 here, see, that doesn't affect, okay, 0.1. Okay, strength, 0.1, maybe 0.5 here to slow that down. Does that slow it down? Oh, you know what? I'm doing the wrong thing. Oh, I like that here, though. This is good. So 1 and then 0.5, I like that. It's going too fast, but I think that has to do with the velocity. So we're just going to go back here to our velocity, and we'll just pull this down a little bit more. And maybe the object velocity, let's see what this does here. So let's go back. All right, that's still going too fast. Okay, so you know what? I don't think I like the initial velocity. The initial velocity that comes out from the emitter is, I have 0.3, And in my initial one, I had like this really low. And if I just put 0 here, then it's not going to go outwards anywhere. It's just going to stay kind of right in the middle. And I don't want that. And by the way, they're not going to be this many embers. This is just so we can see the motion of it, but we won't be using this many, unless you want to, of course. But this is all right. I want to have some coming out more over here. So what I did last time is I just added another force field and then wind. And you can see that once we have this going on, nothing happens. And that's because I had turned that wind all the way down on my emitter down here. Nope, it's up. Okay. Oh, it just needed, apparently just needed a refresh. So now it's blowing up, and then it's also turning in that vortex, making it have this shape effect. So let's just take this, rotate it on the X 90, and we're blowing it that way. And I'm just going to scale that down here. The scale doesn't really matter. That's just visual. But now we have a lot more of what I'm going for. This is like this cone-shaped thing kind of protruding outwards like this, but at the same time spinning. But we don't want it to go that far, so let's just go to our wind properties and just bring down the strength. Let's try 0.5. And there we have something. That's cool. That's cool. Flow, let's bring that down to 0.5 too. Start over. All right, we're getting somewhere now. That's way too far out. I just want it to kind of stop here. So strength 0.2, try that. Let that die down and see what that looks like. Yeah, that's starting to get there. Starting to get where I am wanting. Yeah, there we go. Maybe bring this down to 0.2. We'll see what happens when we bring this down to 0.2. Yeah, I like this motion a lot more. Maybe even 0.1. We'll see what happens there. Okay, let's see. So I don't want them going too far out. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty cool right there. Okay, cool. Good. Moving on. So let's save this. And let's go to our emitter again, our fire particle system here. The number, we can bring that down to, let's do 1,000. See what that looks like. It all depends. So all of these kind of play off each other. So the number versus the end frames, the number of frames. So if I did this at, 1,000 for the end frame, then you won't see as many to begin with. Even though we haven't changed our end frame here, which we can, but this is the number lifetime, so it's going to span across a larger frame range, so it doesn't show all of them right away. And that's still too much for me. I'm just going to do 500. See what that looks like. See how many embers that shows. Yeah, that's getting there. It's not too bad. We'll see. We'll make our ember, and we'll judge it afterwards. Okay, so now we've got to make our ember. So let's add in a mesh icosphere and bring this down all the way down here. Let's go into, so that was, we were still in local mode before, so now we're out into global mode. Let's, with our icosphere, go into local mode There we go. And let's pull up another thing here. Let's go change this to shader editor and press new, make a new material. I'm going to call this portal ember orange. Actually, portal's redundant. Let's just ember orange and delete this and add in an emission shader, plug that in. And with this and the node wrangler, you can press Control T to add these. I'm going to delete the image texture, and we got to add something in the middle here. So if we, let's close these. If we plug this in straight away, you can see our coordinate system here. Like we've seen before in previous videos, it's going based off the UV. I'm going to plug in the object here. And this is more of what it should look like here. Just like we did with the portal ring, we want to do a vector math, plug that in, and change this to length. So it's going to get the length, and if we plug that in, the length has something to do with it calculating edges, I think, or points, and the distance between the center and of the polygon and the edges. I don't know. Well, you'll see here. So if we then add in a math node, just a regular math node, change this to subtract, and then you can start to see something happening here, but we need a color ramp to heighten the contrast. So let's add in a color ramp, and now we can pull these in, and you can see the contrast coming in here. And the closer we pull these together, you can see we start to have cheese. Something like that, which is what we want, because this is going to be an ember. So let's give this ember some color, which I wonder if I can I do it here? I might be able to do it here. Let's just try. Pull this up and pull this here. Nope. I know why we can't do it that way. It's because we are using this as a black and white mask for transparency. So we need all of these holes to be transparent and all of the white to show the color, which is going to be this one here. Let's add in a mix shader, plug that in, plug this into the bottom, and remember the factor controls the bottom input here. Of course, we're going to use this for the factor, plug that in, and now we can change our color to something more ember-like and bump up the strength, and you can see that there. We can bring down the saturation a little bit here, bump up the strength a little bit more. We can also play with the location of these. All right, we're getting somewhere now. Make this ember red hot. There we go, something like that. And now, of course, we need to make it transparent, so let's add in a transparent BSDF shader, and we'll plug that in right here. Come on. And nothing happens. And that's because, of course, as always, we need to change our blend mode in Eevee, because we're still in Eevee, to alpha blend. And that's in your options here. We want a shadow mode to none. And now you can see this is all right, but we're seeing through into the back face. I'm just going to uncheck show back face. Or maybe we do want to show the back face. I think we do. All right, so here's our ember, and let's go out of local mode here. And we're going to use this ember as the object for our particle system. So let's go back to our particle system and go down to, let's see, render here. And we're going to render as an object, and then we're going to going to, well, let's say ember orange. Okay, and now we can select our ember orange. Then in the viewport display, let's change this to rendered, and ta-da! We don't see anything. Let's start over. Play. Nope, not seeing anything. Why are we not seeing anything? Okay, what we should be seeing now is a whole bunch of embers flying everywhere. But we're not, and I don't exactly know why. Okay, so I'm an idiot. I renamed the wrong thing. This is actually our X fire. I'm going to say X fire. That's our extra fire. Let's do portal X fire. There we go. And here we go. We're going to say portal ember orange there. And that's this one. Okay, now we wanted to, because we can't select, we were selecting itself, we were selecting the emitter itself, and it didn't make any sense. So now it's portal X-Fire. No, we need portal ember orange, and now we should have these little embers that are floating around everywhere, which is cool. And if we take this and scale it up, you can see they also scale up, which I don't want to do too much. We'll get it to scale to like the biggest ember, which is going to be maybe right, that's too big, right around there. And then we're just going to hide this for our viewport and our render, because we don't want to render that at all. And you see these little embers, which are really cool, coming out there. But we want to randomize the size of those things. So let's come back down here and select randomize size at 0.1 or 1. So you got bigger embers, smaller embers, but it will only be at 0.05, the actual scale of the original object, which we can change. So if we wanted them bigger or smaller, we can change that here as well, just to get to kind of get the look we're going for. And that is, I think, pretty cool. Another thing we can do is actually start the embers before the first frame. And that's all the way up here. If we want to start it at frame -30, we can do that. And then when we start playing, they will already have kind of played. And look, it's taking about 200 to get to where we want it to be. I'm going to change the lifetime up to 400 for now. I'm just going to test this out because I want to bring this to -200. And yeah, let's test that, see what we have. So it has all the portals as if it was already at frame 200, because we've started at -200, so it's like theoretical. But it will start at frame 1 as if it's starting on frame 201. So there we have that. Let's disable our overlay so we can see this a lot better. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at our portal opening here with all of its pizzazz, all of its fire. Oh, I did just notice that this wave, we're going to have to fix that. So let's go ahead and do that now. I think I like the portal embers. I actually might here, just a moment. Let's bring these up in size a little bit more. Yeah, there you go. That's better. And they kind of have this random size there. But this is going on the Z or the Y. I don't know. I think it's on the Z. So let's select that again. Let's go to our modifiers. Nope. There we go. Our wave. And it's only on the Z. So let's switch that to the X. Does that do anything? Let's go into local mode here. Oh, it is doing something. Okay. That's pretty cool. So yeah, that's giving us the same type of thing that we're going for. Let's just see what the Y is. Nope, I don't like that. That's giving us this like weird, like bloop. I don't know how to talk. Okay, so let's bring, is it the height? Oh yeah, we need the height. There we go. That, I like that. That's what I thought it was doing to begin with, but it wasn't. It was actually pulling it out off of the wall. So let's just, that's a little too much there still. So let's just make sure that's not too far away from the, yeah, there we go. Something like that. We can even speed that up maybe a little bit. Yeah, there we go, like 0.3. Then we can see that easier. Okay, let's go out of local mode and look at what we have. What a beautiful portal opening. Yeah, all right. So this is actually, we're almost done here. What we're going to do next is we're going to take everything that we have and we're going to kind of give it some constraints so that we can just pull it off of the portal surface and put it on, and then everything opens all at once. I don't know how to do that yet. I need to practice with that first, but that is the next one. So if you're enjoying this, stay tuned and you'll see me in the next one. You can find this video and a whole lot more by going to my new website, blenderfrenzy.com, where you can access lots of free and members-only content, including extra tutorials, downloads, assets, blend files, Q&A live streams, and much more. Signing up helps support me, which in turn gives you more Blender content, so head on over to blenderfrenzy.com and become a member today.